Good evening and welcome to Real Talk with Sean, everybody. This evening, I have the pleasure of speaking with Nelz, the one-legged bandit. What's up, Nelz?
What's up, man?
Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Of course, of course.
I think that that you're brave and strong to get online and be able to walk and speak your truth and show people that just because something happens to us or you become disabled, that does not mean that it's a death sentence. There's still life to live. Were you born with one leg, with 1 foot? Is it 1 foot or 1 leg?
1 foot. I was not born with 1 foot. 2 feet all my life until the accident happened. Okay. So when I was 27, that's when the accident happened. So 26 years, 2 feet.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So what happened that even made you lose your foot?
So it was on a Sunday, actually. I was off from work. A few friends of mine, was talking about, oh, let's like go out, let's hang out, whatever the case may be. At first, I wasn't really into it. I was like, I don't really want to go. And one of my other friends was like, yeah, I don't really want to go either. Long story short, though, we ended up going out that night, probably about 35 minutes away from my house. I was the driver. I picked up both of my friends, but initially it was 35 minutes away from my house. Got to the bar, had fun, met some friends, drank a little bit. I'm not a heavy drinker, so 1 drink for me, I'm solid. You know what I'm saying? But we was there for a while. We left around, I want to say we left around 11 o'clock, maybe 11:30 to say the least. So then I have to drop both my friends off. So one of my friends live in New Haven. I'm not too sure if you're familiar, but New Haven. And then after I dropped her off from New Haven, coming back on the Merritt Parkway, ended up transforming onto I-95, whatever the case may be. And then I heard like a, so I'm like, what is that? Me and my friends like, what is that? What is that? I was like, I think I might have a flat. And where I was on a highway was really dark. So I'm like, all right, let me, I knew the location I was in. So I'm like, let me see if I could get to a exit that has like a gas station nearby. Let me try to see if I can just ride until I can't no more, to say the least.
Yeah.
So I ended up I started to ride on my rim at some point in time, but then I'm like, I don't want to mess up my rim because that's going to cost me some money. So I'm like, let me just move to the side. So where I was, it wasn't necessarily a brake lane on that highway I was on. So, I'm just trying to get over as much as I can, but it's dark. It's not really a brake lane. So I'm like, okay. So I'm moving over to the side, whatever the case may be. Called a towing company. They said they'll be there in a few minutes, so on and so forth. But speaking to them, I had to read off like my license plate, so on and so forth. So, I had got out the car, went to the back. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know why I did that, but after you hear the full story, I'm happy that I was outside the car. So you feel what I'm saying? So I go to the back, I'm reading my license plate, and they're like, okay, we'll be there in a few minutes. So at that point, that is the last thing I remember, was reading that license plate off to the towing company. So after, speaking with everybody and the friend that I was with, she said, when I was walking back to sort of get back into the car, the trailer tractor came and got me and dragged me 4 exits ahead. She totaled my car. Well, he totaled my car. So the car was scrunched up. And mind you, my friend was in the passenger seat. So she was like this, hunched up. And the trailer tractor didn't realize I was caught on until 4 exits after. Me, I don't know how you don't realize that, but 4 exits after. And, the ambulance came. They had to, take me to the hospital and so on and so forth. And then I woke up in the hospital. When I woke up in the hospital, I thought I just got there. I was in the hospital at that point in time for about 2 weeks, but I was in a coma. So after I'm waking up, getting everybody's point of view, telling me what's going on, the doctors and so on and so forth. I'm like, okay. So when I woke up, doctors was in my face like this. They're like, Janelle. They're like, Janelle, you have two, I kid you not, I kid you not. They're like, Janelle, you have two options. Your leg is not in good condition. You can either get it imitated off or you could try to save it. And me being me, I was like, I hate hospitals. So I'm like, I want to get out this hospital. So I'm like, take it off. I'm like, take it off. It's like, are you sure? I said, yes, just take it off. Take it off. So they put me back to sleep. It was, and then after they took off my foot, I'm like, why was the doctor so like harsh about it? You guys in my face like this. I just woke up. I have to process it all, you know?
Found some humor in there, though. I mean, there's nothing about the story is funny.
No, but now, right there, as I'm looking back, it's just like, wow, okay. But yeah, so they ended up amputating it off, and then I was in the hospital for about another 2 months, going on 3 months to say the least. I can honestly say the hospital was the worst part of this whole situation for me, which would probably be hard to believe. Yeah,
of course it is. You just lost a foot, and you know that's what's up though. Because to me, you know, of course I'm sitting here like, are you kidding me? The hospital was the worst part, but it does show a certain strength within yourself if the hospital stay. That's the worst part about everything. So I consider you to be a hella strong person mentally, you know, because I always say, you know, we can deal physical things we're going to deal with for the rest of our life, you know, it just, you know, whether it be a stomach ache, toothache, headache, whatever, we deal with that. But the mind is another thing. And if we allow our mind, because that could have taken you to a whole nother place. If we allow our mind to say, God, you know, I just lost my foot, that's the end of the world, because somebody else would have processed it just like that.
Right.
So that's actually strong of you. The hospital stay was the worst part.
It drove me so crazy. And I was just like, I need to get out. I need to get out. They finally let me out. And you know, day one being home, I'm still on bed rest because I don't have a prosthetic at that point. I'm still waiting for everything to heal, swell down. So bed rest for like another 2 months, which drove me more insane because now I'm not independent. I have to rely on people to help me and, you know, so on and so forth like that. So
let me back up a little bit.
Yes, sir.
When you initially woke up, so you wake up and the doctors are in your face and they like amputate it or you can try to save it, right? When you made the decision, I mean, before you even made that decision, you had no idea how long, because you had no idea of time at this point when you wake up. So you just know that you wake up and you're being told, okay, lose your foot or keep it. Did you know about the accident at that point? Was anything explained?
Nothing was explained. They just told me my condition, my two options, and me being who I am, I wanted to wrap things up to get out this hospital. So I'm like, take it off. Just take it off. Because clearly if that's an option, it's severe. You know,
if that's even one of the options, then the other one, then if they're even giving you that as an option, then I'm pretty sure that the other option must not really gonna work.
Exactly.
I mean, you wouldn't be telling me
I found that out. I found that out. They showed me pictures and everything, probably like a month later. And when I seen the pictures, even the doctor said, first of all, we don't even know how you're alive, to be honest. We don't know how you're alive. Right. Right. And then they said, this is what your foot looked like. It looked so bad. It was like a wolf ate the whole back of my leg and it looked so bad. And it was like, honestly, if you would have tried to save it, you would have been dealing with issues for the rest of your life. It would not have ever been the same. So your best decision that you made was amputating it. I said that after seeing it, that made me feel good that I chose the best decision.
And I'm glad you got to see those pictures. That was a good thing, because had you not saw the pictures of what it looked like, you may be sitting here right now today questioning yourself.
Exactly.
So that's a good thing that you confirmed, the picture confirmed I made the right decision for myself.
Exactly. Yes, for sure.
When you wake up now, you wake up and you're actually realizing my foot is gone. You've made the decision and now everything is coherent. You're back. How did it, I can imagine how you felt, not from a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint. How did you feel?
So mentally, when I first got out the hospital, I was taking it hard. You know, I shed my tears. I was like, oh my God, I don't know how prosthetics work. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do what I normally like. I don't know what's about to happen with my life right now.
Right.
So I struggled with the thought of being needy my whole life. I struggled with the thought of just not being able to do certain things that I love to do. It was more so I didn't go into a depression. So I'm happy I didn't go into a depression, but you know, I also had people around me that supported me and you know, kept me level headed and you know, told me like Janelle, this is not the end. You know
It's
what I'm saying?
important.
This is not the end. You're gonna be okay. And you know, when you get your prosthetic leg, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it, and then you know slowly you're gonna get back to your life. It may not be the same, but you're still here on this earth, and you're you know you're able to walk again, to say the least.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
so a lot of you know the support definitely helped me keep my mental above ground, to say the least.
Very important, like you said, because I mean, if it were just up to you, like you said, you didn't slip into a depression, but it
Mhm.
does make you think, oh no, how am I going to do this? What's this? How is this
Right,
now? And so having other people that love you, they're saying it's going to be okay. Like you can still think
exactly.
about those things because that is the truth. I mean, this is your new reality now,
Right,
but it's a reality that still can be attained. You still can
exactly.
do this
I
as
can
you
make the
are.
best of what it. I have to make the best of what it is.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, you were meant to be here.
You know, that's what everyone tells me. And you know, I'm like, the man above, I never prayed so much. After this incident, I've always believed in God, granted, but I never prayed so much
What's up? That's what's up.
until after this accident because I'm like, there's no way I would have made it out without him. No way.
It's not, like the doctor said, I mean, because we thinking about from a human standpoint, you were dragged by a tractor trailer for
Right.
4 exits.
Right.
Is no, I mean, that's a miracle.
Right.
And not only are you here, you only lost a foot, you know.
I mean, physically, yeah, but you know, I had some brain
Yeah.
injuries.
Okay.
It knocked out all of my teeth at the top. You know, I got some scarring,
So
some
I
swelling.
didn't know about that. Okay, I should have assumed, but I didn't know because those things you can't see
Right,
much as you
right,
can see the fact that the amputated foot. So what
right.
other scars did you get?
So I got some face scarring here. It was actually worse. It is not as bad now, but when I got out the hospital, it was like a big hole in my face right here.
Okay.
And I still had this here. So I went under surgery to try to see if I could bring the scarring down.
Yeah, yeah.
Was the results of it. So
Looks good though.
it's listen,
Uh, you wear that scar well because I mean, hey,
and
okay. So that's right.
I got some
You look
scarring
good.
got some scarring on my knuckles
Uh,
here.
and that's from being dragged.
Yeah,
You know what?
exactly.
You still got skin on your damn body. Because
Okay.
after being dragged like that, you would think that you would have came back, first of all, dead. So
Exactly.
you gotta
Exactly.
go no further. So, I
Exactly.
mean, but nothing else as far as like cosmetic surgery. No other. You lost some teeth. Of course, the scarring. But the only thing you lost, luckily, well, unfortunately, but you did lose the.
But yeah,
So
exactly.
now, what happened when you finally, okay, you've processed it, I can do this, I got this. What's the next step now? Did you get the prosthetic?
Yeah. So as soon as I got the prosthetic, first phone call I made was my job.
Okay.
I need my money. so so my job was number one because when the accident happened, they said, Janelle, we still want to keep you. So whenever you're healed and ready to come back, call us and we'll figure it out from then. So I called them. They told me my start date. I didn't want to put too much pressure on my foot at first because I didn't know how it was really gonna, operate with me. So they said,
Right.
we'll start off very light. We'll start you with, 4 or 5 hour shifts to see how
Mhm.
you feel. And then we'll just work our way back up to what I was doing. Because normally I was doing 12 to 13 hour shifts. So,
Okay.
pace by pace. But, eventually, after they seen that I was handling it well, I was still doing my job the way I needed to do it. They was like, okay, you're back. So
Yeah.
let's get the ball rolling. So yeah.
Just one of those determined type people. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing's gonna beat you.
Not if this didn't beat me, nothing's
There
gonna
you
beat me.
go. There you go. And you need to always remember that. You
Yeah.
need to definitely keep that right there with you along your journey in life, because if that didn't break you, nothing will. And
Right.
it's damn sure true. So what were like some of the hardest things that you had to relearn?
Relearn. So one was walking, as crazy as that one sounds. So with the prosthetic, it's all about balance.
Mhm.
So I was not balancing well. So I had a limp. And me having a limp, going from a normal walk to having a limp, looking like something is wrong with me, and
Yeah,
having
yeah,
people ask me, oh, what happened? Oh, are you okay? It's kind of like I have to figure this out to make it look like, I can walk straight.
yeah.
So that was an obstacle. I conquered it, of course.
There you
And
go.
honestly, that was literally it. That was the only thing I had to relearn. Driving, it came natural to me. Soon as I got out the hospital, I was behind the car without the prosthetic just to see how I would feel
Okay.
about driving. So once I was like, oh, okay.
It's all good. So was it your right or left?
It's my left foot that got amputated.
And you're right-handed?
And I'm a right.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Exactly. That worked in your favor too.
Right. That's why I'm like, thank God it was because I'm a righty. I'm like,
Exactly.
everything is literally so smooth. I have to still do things a little differently, but I still do it.
That's what's up, man. So as
Yeah.
far as like, because like when I look at you now, like even online, I don't think I see you move a whole. Yes, I have, but I don't see no. Like I didn't even know, of course, and then I started looking at you more, and I'm like, did I see her? Did I just see that she said her foot? And then I noticed it, and I said, oh my God, like I wouldn't have never noticed it. Even looking down, I didn't notice it just by glance until I saw the one-legged bandit or whatever. And of course, that
Yeah.
made me look, what is she talking about? And I said, damn, because you do a damn good job.
I
How long ago has
appreciate
it
it.
been?
It's been a year, probably 3 months now since it happened.
Only a year?
Only a year and change. Yeah.
You
I came I came along. I commend myself on being as strong as I am. I have people tell me like you are so strong, and I know that, and it's not even to sound like, oh, you're being big headed, because it's not. But it's like people that go through situations that's not as severe. I see what that do to people. So it's like for this to happen to me, and I'm still level headed, it's like amazing to me. I'm still shocked myself.
you should be. And I
Yeah.
don't find it big-headed. I find it truthful.
Right.
Give
Right.
yourself props when they're due.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I mean, because I mean, shit, if nobody else gonna give me props, I'm gonna give myself some, especially
Right.
when you're the one who actually dealt with that and
Mm-hmm.
still sit here right now with a smile. You didn't take it, like I said, and just give up. Like you
Right.
knew that, okay, I'm still here. And okay, what's the deal? You said I don't have no foot. Where's the prosthesis and how am I gonna do this?
Oh, yeah, right.
You know?
Exactly.
And that's exactly what your personality seemed like. So I mean, you deserve to be commended for that.
Thank
So
you.
what is your driving force? Like what within yourself made you not fold? What do you feel like it is?
So my girlfriend, for one, um, and my friends, for sure. and then my family as well. Those three held it down for me when I was at my worst. So that was the only thing that made me want to drive. Like, Janelle, you got people in your corner that's not leaving you after this situation. You gotta go hard. You better get your car back, get your job back. And I did just that, and I went actually harder than before. So I'm like, I feel like everything happens for a reason. I'm still trying to navigate to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing on this earth, but that'll come, and until it comes, I'm just gonna grind as hard as I can.
That's right. That's all
Yeah.
you do. And you hit the nail on the head. You just gonna grind it out until it comes to you what your purpose is, because there is no mistake about it. You have a purpose.
Right.
So it's just about finding out, like you said, what it is, and then moving forward with it. Well, I definitely want to thank you. Like I said, I find you very strong, and I'll keep saying it a million times because you need that. You deserve it, not need it. You deserve it.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Tell everybody what you have going on and where they can follow you.
What I got going on as of right now is I'm really trying to get into this modeling thing. I've always wanted to do it. I've just always been nervous. So seeing how this is my second chance at life, I'm just gonna try to go for it. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get into. And you could follow me on TikTok at Nelz the Gemini 94. Yeah.
Now I got one last question for you.
Go ahead.
Will you promise me to always spread peace and love in this world?
Absolutely, 100% sure. 100% will do.
That's what's up. And I appreciate you.